Hey team, welcome to the 30th Thrive Challenge. We're going to go through day one in a moment, but first we're going to need to go through some prerequisites. Today we're going to talk about just the modality that we're going to follow. It's called Tabata. Tabata was developed by a guy in Japan, and he was taking athletes through different training modalities and found people could do continuous kind of medium intensity exercise, or they could break it up into specific intervals over a shorter duration. And when they compared them at the end, it was the people who followed the Tabata, so a lot less time invested, but for a much bigger outcome. And that's what we're after. So the actual workout will take just 4 minutes. We're broken into 8 rounds of 30 seconds. Within the 30 seconds, you're going to work for 20 seconds and rest for 10. That'll all become obvious in just a moment. But to help you out, you need some kind of timing device. So either some kind of big face clock, or better yet, there's some apps that you can get. One that I found really helpful, it's called Gymboss. So if you go to the App Store, and it's just Gymboss, it's a free app, and then when you bring it up, you can just select Tabata, and what it will show is green will be go, red will be stop. It's already preset for you. Better yet, if you've got someone there that can kind of time and measure and motivate you, all the better. The other thing that you're going to want is you can print off your tracking forms, and so you've got a section where it says the exercise, how long you're going to do it for, and you want to keep a total of the reps that you do, because it's going to get back to these particular workouts down the track. It'll be really good for you to see, wow, you know, I first did it, I can only do 3 repetitions, now I'm doing 10, for example. And so you're not going to be able to remember each number of repetitions you did in the work intervals. So when you're 10 seconds rest, have that there, have a pen there, and just jot it down. As I said, if you've got someone that can do that for you, all the better. Don't use that as an excuse not to do it though. So on the first day, we're going to do 2 exercises. You would have done both of them at some stage. They're very functional exercises. The first one is a push-up, and I'll show you a few variations, but also some key aspects to a push-up that's going to make sure that we're actually enhancing our posture, not hurting our shoulders, and actually embracing our abdominals. So we're working our whole body. And so I'm going to break the push-up down in a moment. And then the next exercise that we're going to do is the squat, and so I'll break that down as well. So let's get straight into the push-up. So, we go from the side. The first thing is the positioning of your hands. The hands shouldn't be wider than shoulder width. I'd like them actually under your shoulders. So just to test that, if you just lay down, you know, your shoulders should be directly above your hands. And then the next thing is when you start your push-up, we'll start with the ones from the knees, and you're more than fine to do that. Even the guys might be doing this towards the end. And the key with the push-up is this. You want to keep your abdominals locked in, okay? So you're not letting your bottom sag, you're not arching up like the Harbour Bridge. And then what you're doing is as you bend your elbows, they're keeping by side of your body. Okay, so we're not going out like that, it's putting a lot of stress onto your shoulders. So keeping it nice and tight like this, and you want to go all the way down till your chest actually touches the ground. And then lock out the elbows at the top, so that's 1 repetition. Obviously, ideally you're doing it from your toes. You'll see you're strong through the core, not dropping through here, not leading with the butt, and just so things like this, that's not a push-up, up to here, that's not a push-up, it's a full repetition. So next thing we're going to do is a squat. And a squat, the key here is that you're actually engaging your glute muscles first. So as you do that, you'll notice your knees rotate outwards. As you go down into the squat, you don't want the knees collapsing in. The best way to start it is actually have a chair or something behind you, this couch here, and as you go down, have your arms out to counterbalance, and you stick your butt back first of all. So as you do that, you can actually just sit onto it to start with, and then from here. And then the next progression is you just let your butt touch it, and straight back up. Keep your chest nice and high, and then you're actually doing just a full squat. If you can do it in front of a full mirror so that you make sure that you're not having this happen or knees starting to wobble. The other thing we want is you want a fairly deep range of motion. Ideally you're squatting all the way down so that your hip goes below the knee. Okay? Keep your chest up nice and high, and if you like, as you get into the motion, you can swing your arms forward like this. Okay, so just keeping your head looking straight. So that's your squat. And so the other key piece here is that you're going to go through a few of the exercises before you get into it. You want to make sure you're nice and loose. Also click on our link to go and do the Body Brilliant home stretching routine. It'll probably take you around 10 to 15 minutes on how quick you do it. You want to spend that time getting blood flow, getting all the oxygen to the muscles. Make sure you get a little bit of perspiration. Do a few of each of the exercises before you're ready to go. Make sure there's no aches or kinks. Obviously you want to be safe about this. So I'm about to do the exercise, the Tabata routine. And so I've got here, I've got my phone, I've got my scorecard, and I've got a pen. And so I'm just going to click on here, go to my Gym Boss little icon there, and that's ready to start. So you can see when I hit start, when I've got a rest period for 10 seconds, work for 20, and it's going to count down 8 rounds. Alright guys, so we're about to get started. As far as motivation, if you've been in my practice, you know music is what does it for me. So I'm going to get that playing first. Back to Gym Boss, hit start, and here we go in 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. With 12 repetitions into the squats, and here we go. Make sure you lock your hips down at the top. Three, two, one. So, things start to get pretty intense pretty quick, but just keep going, keep watching your form, make sure you count your reps. Yeah. Three, two, one, go. So the key as you go through is to try and keep about the same number of repetitions. Make sure you're getting your full depth with your squats. As we said, we want to make sure we're nice and deep. Be focused on your breathing. Try not to pant. Thank goodness, no more push-ups. Since the last one, guys. Really go for it. Make sure your weight stays through your heels. If your toes angled out a little bit, that's okay. Just make sure those knees are heading out as well. Last 5 seconds. Finish strong, and we're done. So just stop the music. What's key when you finish? I really just want to lay down like a wounded animal. Don't. Hands on your head, elbows back, start moving. Head up slightly, and just keep the blood flowing. Try not to get into the panting in your nose, out your mouth, and just get the breath control back. Do that for as long as you need to, till you feel like you're back to a steady state. Might be 60 seconds, if you're not too fit, might be another 10 minutes. Once you're done, plenty of water into you. There's some great post-workout instructions for you to follow. Namely, get some good protein, get some power smoothie into you. There's a website link for that for you. Otherwise, that's day one, guys. Pretty simple, 4 minutes. It'll just get easier and easier as we go. See you tomorrow for day 2.